Hi, welcome back to the channel, Solo Cruising with Heather. So in this episode, I thought I would tell you why I decided to take a Mediterranean cruise in the middle of winter and whether I thought it was worth it in the end. So thanks for checking out this video. If you enjoy it, please think about subscribing. Let's get going. So the reason I decided to take this cruise in February is because it's my birthday in February, and historically I don't like to spend my birthday at home because February is a very cold and dreary month in the UK, and I always like to go somewhere usually warm and relaxing. But this time I decided to check out a cruise around the Mediterranean, and my main interest was to visit some of these amazing archaeological sites that are available throughout Greece and Turkey, but not have to deal with those humongous crowds that you see on the news reports in blazing hot temperatures of 40 degrees Celsius or 90 plus degrees Fahrenheit. And so I wanted to be able to relax, see these amazing archaeological sites, be able to get close to them and still feel very comfortable. So I found a cruise with Celebrity on the Celebrity Infinity. I used a travel agent to make the reservation for me. I left from England from Manchester, and the flight and travel arrangements were all included in the final price. Initially, I booked an ocean view cabin. However, when I got to the cruise port and I was checking in at the desk, they upgraded me to a balcony cabin. So that was lovely. The reason they did this is because the ocean view cabins were having some refurbishment done to them. And so I think almost everybody who booked an ocean view cabin on a certain deck got upgraded to balcony. Additionally, the cruise was actually half empty. And the reason for this is this cruise initially was supposed to visit Israel, but because of all the conflict that was going on in that region, I believe Celebrity made the decision to avoid the area and instead concentrate the entire cruise itinerary around the Greek islands and Turkey. Now, Celebrity Infinity is an older ship, and you could definitely see it was showing its age, but the public areas were lovely. They had been modernized somewhat. My cabin was definitely showing a bit signs of being dated, and also there was a bit of an issue with how clean my cabin was. I actually had to leave a note for my cabin steward to tell them to clean the toilet bowl properly, because there was evidence of previous occupants, if you get my meaning. I met a couple of other travellers from West Yorkshire, where I'm from, and they also had some issues with cleanliness of their cabin, which resulted in them getting moved to a higher grade of cabin. And so while I can understand cruise ships being older and having some wear and tear visible, I do not accept any cruise ships being dirty. So luckily we were able to meet up with the gentleman who was basically the head of housekeeping at a cocktail event that I got invited to, and we were able to share with him our concerns about this issue, and he promised to follow up. So hopefully he did. So the cruise was 11 days, leaving from Athens and returning to Athens. The destinations included Thessalonica, Kousadasi, where you see Ephusus, Limassol, Rhodes, Crete, Nafplion, I always have trouble saying that, and then returning, Cyprus, and then returning to Athens, and it was actually overnight in Athens. So quite port intensive, 11 days with only 2 sea days. and many pots of call. And that was another reason why I chose this cruise, because I really, as I said, wanted to spend time in this area and get to see these amazing archaeological sites, which I did. Now, going in the winter, in February, mid-February, did come with some little unsettled weather. We had a couple of days where it was raining and quite cool, but there were a couple of days where I was able to lie on one of the sunbeds by the pool and just relax and get some sun. So it wasn't cold the entire time. I would say it was a mixture. What was great about the cooler temperatures, though, is when we went to Ephusus, not being stood outside for hours in that sweltering heat. Another advantage of going low season or off season is the lack of crowds. And so to be able to go to these amazing archaeological sites like the Parthenon and the Acropolis in Greece and Ephesus in Turkey is to be able to actually see the sites without all of those huge crowds. So as you can see from the videos I've included, how amazing it was to be able to get up to these sites close up and not have to fight your way through throngs of people in order to get that one amazing shot or amazing video. So that is one of the advantages of going low season or off season. You really get to make the most of your time on your excursions and get some great photos and footage. Another advantage of going low or off season when the cruise ships are not sailing with full occupancy is that you never have problems getting bookings into restaurants. I never really had to stand in line or queue up to go into dinner in the main dining room, and it was easy to get into the shows in the evenings. There were always lots of available seats. So another advantage of maybe cruising low season is that you can avoid the crowds on the ship as well as off the ship. Another big advantage of going off season is that the price of the cruise will be much lower than if you go in the summer or during peak season. So I think I paid about £1,400 for this cruise. As I said, I got a balcony cabin. It was 11 days and very port intensive. So I thought that was quite a good deal. It included flights and transportation in Athens to and from the cruise ship. So all in all, I think it was great value, and I think definitely something that you should consider.